Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics magazine. And today we will be talking about a very interesting topic, a very important topic. The topic that we will be talking about today is that the season or the future is now. So I want to get into that particular conversation today and talk about the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine monthly. That is what today's episode is going to be about. That's what the whole episode is going to be about today. The whole daily show. I'm going to be taking you guys through two particular articles that I think I'm going to share with you guys so that you guys can go ahead and go and look at the latest issue. There are a couple of things that I want to talk about with regards to each one. Maybe go through some quotes from the issue itself and the articles that were written, and we can discuss it also in the live chat. Now, before we get going, before we get started, I obviously want you to do a couple of things. The latest issue is out now, so subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. The link is right now on the screen as well as in the description. As you can see, on the front cover is Andrich Nokia at the CSA Awards. The future is now, so please subscribe. It's 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. So, if you are new to this channel as well and you haven't quite yet, please subscribe, click that notification bell for all future videos, please. So, without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. I am really looking forward to sharing this particular issue with you and showing you what is in the next issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine monthly. Let's get it. Good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics magazine. This is your daily show. I'm your host Khalid, and this is the show where we're going to be speaking about issue 33 of Cricket Fanatics magazine. The future is now. So it's available for download right now for all of you guys to see. If you guys want to go ahead and download that issue, that will be great. You'll come to this page and you'll have an opportunity to be able to actually go and click here to read the magazine now. So um, I'm going to be sharing that with you as it loads. And I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about what went through my mind, what actually went through my mind when I was doing this particular issue. As you can see, Anik Nokia on the front cover. It's a brilliant picture. Thank you, CSA, for sharing that image with us to be able to use it. This is the table of contents to this show you guys what is in the magazine so that you guys can have an insight into um, can have some insight into this. We start off with the editor's note, which is a little word from me and why we did this particular issue. We then have an article, SAA tour to Sri Lanka set standards for Proteas ahead of the World Cup, which is an exclusive with Rob Walter. Then there are takeaways from the SAA tour Sri Lanka with Shukri Conrad. Then we spoke to Mangaliso Malibongwe Maketa, how South Africa under 19 aligns with South Africa A and senior team. Then we had an interview with Bayer Swanepoel, who was rewarded for his performances this season, and the article was written from my exclusive interview that I did with Bayer Swanepoel. Then we have an exclusive also from Matthew Bretsky after the Sri Lanka tour from Mungama. Then also my CSA Awards experience, including all the exclusive interviews. And then we have an exclusive from Laura Wolfart, which gives you some insight into her mindset after winning the CSA Awards, the ODI Player of the Year, and looking into the future. We also have a Q&A with Matthew Post to give you some insight into the player, his behind the scenes, some of the things that he likes off the field, etc., which I think is a very important thing as well. We also have a free customer acquisition and retention strategy course that we want you guys to please sign up for if you guys are in business and you are looking to build a and you want your customer acquisition and retention strategy, you can sign up over here for that as well. We also got a crossword puzzle for you guys to figure out in there too. So let's just talk about first and foremost what um this issue is about. And my editor's note mainly speaks about how the landscape in South African cricket has changed, basically. And the what has happened in South African cricket so far this season is that a lot of players have moved on from South African cricket. I mean, we've got the ABs, the Shabnams, the Danes, the Minions, the Fafs, the Amlas, and Stains. They've all moved on now, and they used to be the stars when I came into the industry at the time. Um, this was the same in the domestic circuit with experienced guys obviously dominating the circuit. We had a lot of experienced players that were formulating every single team. With Western Province, we had Rory Kleinvat, Werner Philander. We had a lot of other experienced players in the other sides as well that were really dominating the domestic circuit at the time. And when I came in as a young journalist, I spent a lot of time at Majorla weeks and school weeks where I saw all that talent, a lot of talent coming through. Some of those players obviously made an astronomical rise and got contracts for domestic and provincial sides, but there were ones that didn't as well, and they had to wait their chance, obviously, and continue to grow their skills until spots opened up. Obviously, in through retirement and other reasons, and with the divisions, etc., splitting. Um, the young stars then are now the ones breaking through currently, and this is something that we've spoken about a lot, especially in the Protea setup and South African A and emerging sides. The same goes for the domestic setup. Is like a lot of younger players are now getting the opportunities to show what they can do in the domestic circuit. But now the revolution has started, and the new coaches are in the process of turning those players into the stars of the day. And when I sat at the CSA Awards and I heard the names that were being called out on that day, I couldn't help but think about the times when I interviewed a lot of those players back in the day when they were still in school, etc. And now they've just broken through, just over 4 years in the future. That's when this topic really like came to my mind, is that the future is now. And in this particular issue, as I say over here, we explore the mindset of the two new men's coaches, Shukri Conrad and Rob Walter, and we also pay homage to the winners of the Cricket South Africa Awards and some of the new faces emerging onto the scene. So yeah, so that's what we did for this particular issue. Um, when it comes to the um, when it comes to actually talking about the specific topics, when it comes to talking about the specific topics in the magazine, there was a couple of articles that I think really stood out, and I want you guys to please go and download and read it. And that is the SAA tour to Sri Lanka that sets standards for the Proteas ahead of the World Cup, as well as by Mark. And he interviewed Rob Walter. He speaks about the ODI setup. He speaks about the T20I setup. Um, and he explains what happened in the series in Sri Lanka, his thought processes, every single thing. Here's some quotes that I'm going to read out for you, just to give you a little bit of a teaser. The real positive for the players was just for them to be exposed to different conditions and then to play against quality opposition in their own home conditions, he told us, Cricket Fanatics magazine. That always proves to be the hardest challenge, especially for sides touring the subcontinent. For young guys, a lot of them have never been to Sri Lanka or played against that type of quality opposition. Those were in conditions that were in some ways quite different to what we'd usually encounter. You'd have to think the players had been learning all the time. We really wanted to focus our attention on asking the questions around our learnings while encouraging guys to explore their games and not to be scared of making mistakes. More importantly, it was to test their game against quality opposition and seeing where they ended up after that. So please go and read this particular article. It's a really in-depth article, as you can see on the screen as I'm scrolling through, that gives you an indication of what Rob Walter thought on this particular tour. We then spoke to Shukri Conrad and his takeaways from the SAA tour, Sri Lanka with Shukri Conrad, obviously, and it was done by Werner. A very good article going in depth with regards to the details of this tour. And here is something that I wanted to just read out a couple of quotes for you as a teaser. I wanted to see how Deval Brevis goes, how his game has expanded, and potentially give Rob Walter something to think about. It is something I deliberately set out to do. It doesn't mean that he is always going to do that role. In time, he will be good enough to bat higher up the order. In this instance, it was specifically about the number seven spot to see how he goes about finishing games or setting up an innings. Then also to see what he could give us with the ball. So he goes into depth. That's just a teaser of what you would get in this article. He goes quite in depth into the SAA tour and what he thought about this particular tour and the learnings that he took away from this particular tour. As you guys know, we had an exclusive interview with Coach Maketa last night. That kind of coincides with this particular article. This one goes to in much more in depth into how South Africa under 19 aligns with South Africa A and the senior team. He goes very in depth, and this in depth. This is by Stewart, and he goes very in depth into everything with regards to the national academy, with regards to under 19, the relationship with the head coaches, etc. So please go and check this out. It will give you a nice insight. And also at the bottom, if you've missed our interview is within the magazine as well. You can watch video within this mag, guys. That's what makes this mag so special, is that you can also watch videos. The videos all um, align with the magazine and the articles and the theme that we are going with. We then have an exclusive with Swanepoel, and like I said, the rest of it at the top of the show. So, guys, please go ahead and download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine. I really will appreciate it and all the support, so that we can get into, so we can get more subscribers, and then obviously perhaps get sponsors down the line that would like to advertise in our mag. Let's get into the live chat and see what you guys have to say. Hi, Khalid, bro. Hi, everyone. Hi, bro. Any idea when the limited over squad for the Aussies will be announced? 29 days out from the first game of the series. We haven't really heard anything from anyone. I haven't heard any conversations about when that will be happening. I'm hoping, obviously, that that will be very soon. We aren't far away from, as you say, we aren't far away from the series, so we have to wait and see when that happens. So yeah, we will. But it's been announced. No, I don't think so. I haven't seen the squad for the Australia series. Has it been announced? I don't know if we posted it, because we would have posted it if it was. Um, I don't see it over here. Um, if you guys do know, then please just post the link in the live chat. But I didn't see it. I'm not sure when it will be announced, bro. Um, Khalid, ever gave it a thought to also write for other publications such as IL, Cape Times, etc.? Nope. And that's not the aim of what we do over here. We obviously trying to produce our own publication and our own. I mean, it's not like I haven't been offered opportunities to be able to do so, but um, that's why Ngama is also now moved on. He's actually working for IRL currently as a freelancer over there. So, as you can see, yeah, he's. I gave him um, the go ahead and encouraged him to actually take up that position, because it's a good move for a young journalist to be able to get it on. You see, the aim of Cricket Fanatics magazine is for journalists, young journalists who don't have experience, to come to us, learn the craft, and then hopefully get picked up by bigger publications down the line. We want to be an independent publication where we produce content that nobody else does. And that's exactly what I feel we've been doing at Cricket Fanatics magazine. We've been producing content here that I don't think anybody else is doing within cricket. The amount of content that we produce from a video standpoint, doing a magazine every single month, periodically. I think that's we're the only people that are doing this type of digital content in South Africa at the moment. I think so. Yeah, we want to be different. We want to separate ourselves from the IRLs and the Cape Towns, etc. We want to be our own niche and our own and go in our own way in our own um, in our on our own journey. Hardly the new protest title sponsor Castle Lager again. We have it hasn't been confirmed yet, bro. Who's going to be the next guy? Lichle says Tianus De Bruyne and Hanokun are some of the players that retired last season. Yes, exactly. And there are there are a lot of players that are leaving. Like I mean, there were a lot of experienced players when I came into the onto the scene that were doing really really well domestically. And now that they've moved on, I mean, like for example, Dane Peters moved to America. Um, there's Rory Kleinvat retired. Um, Heino Kuhn, Tienus de Brain. Um, there's Stephen Cook as well, who was still in the game when I was here. So there's a lot of players that have moved on now and called the time on their career when it comes to domestic cricket. So that has opened up a lot of spots for a lot of younger players to come through, and the transfers as well that happened during the division and Division One and Division Two has also opened up opportunities for people to be able to find their space within a team. I hope Stubbs and Brevers get a crack, says to a judge. Got my tickets for the Wanderers, he says. Um, it has an authority meant the series. My bad. Um, was multitasking when I read that, Lawrence, but okay, no problems. Uh, Tristan and Brevi, says Dex. Lawrence CSA Golf Day. Khalid, when is the ICC's due date for the World Cup squads? I announced this. I did this on the show the other day. I think it's the 29th of August. There was an extension asked. It was asked for. They asked for an extension. Um, they asked for an extension because of traveling arrangements, and there's a festival happening as well. So the ICC set 29th of August as the World Cup 2020 squad submission deadline, and we did a show on this not too long ago. Um, so that was also discussed on a previous show a couple of days ago, last week sometime. I can't remember which show it was, bro. But yeah, the 29th of August. Am I correct in saying that yesterday was the last day where SA20 could have done their trading? Um, let me this. Guys are asking me questions that are stumping me today. I can't remember all of these dates. um, I'll double check that because we did get an announcement of that, and we did a show on this also not a while back to speak about when that due date is. When they announced the John Smuts trading um, thing. Oh wait, I got it on my site. Let me just go there. I do have that on my site. Let me just check what the due date was for that because I only saw an um I only checked recently. The only ones that I've seen, if you guys can correct me, maybe I only saw Corbin Bosch also get traded. I think that was the last one or the only one that I've seen besides um, John and Simon Harmer. Yeah, the 31st of July was the trading deadline, Lawrence. So, yeah, so I think that's the end of it. I thought it was going to be a much bigger hype around it, and that there was going to be a lot of movement, but there wasn't really, eh? Only one was announced via email to us, and the other one was announced on social media. I think Corbin Bosch um, was the guy. Um, Coburn are the only ones then, yeah. That's what I agree with. Good to see Russell Domingo back in South African cricket at ease. I'll check it out. My bad, had to catch up. No problem, bro. The new the new Proteus kits. Um, there hasn't been an announcement, bro. If anything that gets announced, when anything like that gets announced, I will release that to you guys. So just be patient with me, and we'll let you guys know when the new things are available. We get press releases, etc. So I will come and do a show and show you guys the new kits, etc. Lawrence and JJ Smarts, Harmer, Corbin are the only ones then. Yes, that's the only ones that we've been communicated about. Right time for Deerfield is right now to be in the Proteas, says Dex. It'll be interesting how Reiner van Toorn performs this season, considering that he's now moved to Potch with the Dragons. It is very interesting to see how Reiner van Toorn becomes the main guy in the team, because before he was always in the shadows at the Knights. He sometimes he never played from the start of the season. He didn't play every single game, and there were a lot of senior players that were taking the shine away from someone like Reinhardt, and Reinhardt wasn't really getting the opportunities I think that he needed. And I would have liked to see him obviously play more in the coast, because I think there has always been a rumor around his ability to bat in the coast until I saw him score that 100 at Newlands. It wasn't a losing cause, but it was still a brilliant 100 to watch against a very good bowling attack. So at the Dragons now, he's going to have the opportunity to be one of the main batters in the team. So that is something that I'm waiting to see. That's something that I'm waiting to. Um, I would like to witness what he can do now that he is one of the main batters in a side. That is something that was always needed when it comes to him. Is it just me, or does the BTCI seem unprepared for the World Cup, especially with the ticket issue? It does seem a little bit like that. And now they also want to, there's a couple of dates that want to be changed because of the festival that's happening over there. So it does seem a little bit nervy leading up to this World Cup. Stuart Judge says Rudolph must join the Capitals. If you could have it, you'll have all the players at the Capitals, I Stuart. The Poachers normally announce their World Cup kit when they do the World Cup squad announcements. That's how it was done in the past, at least. Yes, that is how it was done in the past. Oh, was he talking about the World Cup kit announcement? Oh, okay. Because I thought he was, because normally our World Cup kit, yeah, because this is a World Cup year. I forgot about that. So yes, if the World Cup kit um will be the latest kit. Lauren saying, I assume the date 31 July was the last day teams could release players also then. Yeah. Um, that makes logical sense if we take logical deduction over there. The old Adidas 2011 kick was my favorite, says to a judge. Waiting for the day when we get signed to Nike or Adidas. Adidas just signed like a 900 pound deal with United over 10 years. So it's mental money. Um, I mean, Adidas South Africa sponsors some players in South Africa cricket wise. They have some partnerships with them. So it wouldn't be completely crazy to see someone like an Adidas as a kid sponsor down the line. But they mainly operate in the football scene. That's where their biggest market. During the Adidas and New Balance days, new kits would have been announced with the start of every new summer, says Dex. So World Cup year though. I want to see green and gold kits for the World Cup. Yes, everybody would like to see what our kit is going to look like. I generally like the kits, South African kits. You see, already you have a kit that is standing out because it's green and gold. So automatically you already have a difficult job on your hands when it comes to designing a kit because of those colors. So South Africa always become creative. So I just accept the fact that those are the colors, and I like green. I'm a big fan of green. It's my favorite color. So um, even though I'm green red colorblind, can you believe it? But yeah, I do like green. But the World Cup kits are always wearable for me because there isn't much they can do to stuff it up unless they go with like weird patterns and stuff like that. I think there was one year when they put like this weird pattern on the kit. it did look a bit strange. I can't remember which year it was. What do you think CSA should do with the New Zealand Test Series SA20 clash solution? We had a whole conversation about this in a previous show, Lee. I think you were there at that show. For me, it's crazy what is happening there, and I wanted to hear from Enoch what his solution is. Adidas World Cup 2015 kit and New Balance kit 2015-16. Um, those kits are nostalgic. Last World Cup was just green and camo. Lauren, 72 million for oil and 9 goals in Series A. United got fleeced. I don't think so. Um, I think people are reading too much into that 9 goals that he scored last season. If you look at for me personally, I look at what he will bring to the team and how he will fit into the Erik ten Hag style of play. And from what I've seen, and when I watched him for Denmark, he seems to be really good at holding up the ball, playing other players in, and running in behind. When you look at that 9 goals in those 32 whatever games, you have to also look at the minutes played, because they even if you play 2 minutes, it counts as a game, you know. So in the short space of time that sometimes you got him off the bench, sometimes you only played a couple of minutes, I mean only a half or whatever the case may be. So it does skew it a little bit. Um, and I think that in a team like United, where we have so many players to create chances for him, I think he's going to do well. But he's also 20 years old, so I would like to just take my slow things down with him and give him an opportunity. I think 72 million or so. People are talking about it like it is 72 million. It's only 72 million if he achieves certain goals in add-ons. So if he achieves certain goals, etc., then it will go up to 72 million. It's 60 million, I think it is. With before add-ons. If I remember correctly, I think it's 70 million euros and then add-ons to make it 85. I think million euros in total, which is about 72 million pounds. So what happens is it's all the performance related and trophy related if United can reach those goals. So I don't think it's a lot of money per se. In we're investing in a 5 6 year plan. Um, if we can do the job that we need as a strike up front, and I'm not really worried with that. But yeah, Hoyland's coming. I'm most happy about that. I like the 99 kit as a basis to it. The 2021 Western World Cup Western Cape World Cup kit was a beautiful though. I saw some people didn't really enjoy it. Um, I liked it as well. I saw a lot of people didn't enjoy it as well, but I liked it as well. Looks like the Ashes is keeping Test cricket alive. What a farewell for Stuart Broad is actually. What must Andile Peklukwai do this season at the Dolphins to return to the Proteas? I think he needs to improve his batting. I think he needs to score a couple of 50s and be consistent with the bat, but also keep his numbers down with the ball if he wants to come back to the Proteas. But I think it's his batting side of things that really needs work. And I think that's where he really needs to show what he can do at the Dolphins when it comes to that. Like the box jersey, dark shade green, like the one Proteas wore in Sri Lanka 2022. The World Cup kit should be like that, not that current parrot green. It's like Pakistan's. Dwayne Petor has also moved on. Yes, Dwayne Petor has also moved on. Um, I think they have moved on from Andile. He doesn't even have a contract, says Dex. But I think no player is just gone. I think that they have an opportunities to be able to redeem themselves as well. Um, says he needs to be consistent in every department. 100% correct, bro. That's one thing that Andile needs to get. And I think particularly with the bat. I think Andile needs to really show that he can bat consistently. I think that the Dolphins need to give him maybe a little bit more responsibility, maybe bat him at 5, and really give him an opportunity to bat and improve his game. So that's something that we need to see. With regards to his bowling, um, I'm not sure if it's possible for him to up his pace a little bit, but I would like to see more consistency with the ball. Maybe add some variations to his bowling as well. and improve or polish up those variations that he has already. Be economical with the ball and also be consistent with the bat scoring runs. Um, that's something that I'd like to see from Mandile. Uh, when I just came when I came into the into the onto the cricket scene and I heard about Andile Pekrekwayo, a lot of people said that spoke about his batting as the one part that really stands out from him. They said that he has an ability to be able to really hit the ball hard and hit the ball. And people were comparing him to Lance Klusner at the time. I mean, I interviewed Lance Klusner back then, and he said that he mentioned Andile as one of the players to watch for the future. Um, I was very fond of him as well. So yeah, things kind of went downhill from there. Confidence went out the window. He wasn't getting that consistent performances with the bat. He was starting to swing and miss and just swing wildly. So I would like to see some structure to his batting. And I think that a season with Imran Khan will really help him a hell of a lot to find his form again. Khalid, is there a plan to expand SA20 and potentially change the names of the teams to be more South African? Right now, I don't think so. It's Indian owned, and I think those are the names. I don't think they have spoken about that. There has been talks about potentially expanding it maybe in the near future, but not right now. I think all they can. I think they can. It's all what they can afford right now is the six teams. But eventually, they did say they would like to expand it beyond that in press conferences, etc. Exactly that 99 World Cup kit shade of green. I don't think they can contractually they bound to the current team names. Huh? Yeah. Oops. Others will answer that. I see that Ruan de Swat has also moved to Potch for more game time. He must be frustrated at the Dolphins. Yes, he has moved. I think Ruan de Swat is someone that I need to get on the show and speak to him about his move. His 2016 season was fire, says Waka's George. So yeah, guys, I think that's it for today. A short show. I'm a bit under the weather. I'm gonna get some early night's rest. I was up all night producing this magazine and getting it off the ground. So, guys, if you can, please go ahead and download this latest issue. It's 100% free, like I said, straight to your inbox every single month, and the link is on the screen as well as in the description. Please go ahead and download it. It will really help us. We put a lot of effort every single month to produce a magazine and try to bring you the best inside info that we can possibly get that is exclusive to only our readers. So please go ahead and download that. It's all and it's free, guys. It's 100% free. Also, subscribe to this channel, click that notification bell for all future videos, smash that like button, comment, and share. And I'll speak to you guys tomorrow again with another daily show. I'll see what I'm going to have planned for you guys. I'm gonna have some rest and then think about some topics that we can bring on the show. Maybe we can play another game with you guys tomorrow where you guys maybe pick a Legends All 11 and we allow you guys to vote. Um, that's perhaps a game that I'd like to play with you guys in the future on the show. So yeah, we'll speak about that very very soon. But till then, stay safe, stay warm, and I'll speak to you guys again tomorrow with another daily show. Stay safe. Peace out. Cheers.